From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Sunday, February 25th, 2018. Silver is trading at $16.53 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,329 per ounce. Zencash is trading at $34, and the average price of Bitcoin is $9,492. Antiwar.com reports President Trump's intention to hold a massive military parade at some point in 2018 seems to have gotten real details on Friday, with the White House having issued a memo directing the Pentagon to prepare for a parade on November 11th. November 11th is Veterans Day in the U.S., but also Armistice Day, traditionally an anti-war holiday marking the end of World War I. This makes it an awkward time to schedule a massive and likely gaudy display of U.S. military might on the streets of Washington, D.C. Still, that's what's expected to happen, with National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster having written a memo ordering the parade to go from the White House to the Capitol building. The whole parade notion stems from President Trump's visit to France during Bastille Day, during which he saw the French military parade and said he wanted to try to top it with a parade of his own on some U.S. holiday. For over 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals. Gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. They don't feed the banks. They're Bitcoin preferred and have removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts Brokerage today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. UPI reports classrooms in West Virginia on Monday will remain empty as teachers continue a strike protesting low wages. More than 1,000 teachers marched at the state capitol in Charleston on Thursday to demand raises and benefits that keep up with the cost of living. The West Virginia Education Association said the protest will continue Monday so lawmakers and the governor can go back to the table and start to work on solutions that can be satisfactory to the educators across the state to resolve this. Dale Lee, president of the West Virginia Education Association, said, "We need to start the discussions again with the House and the Senate and the leadership. It is clear that education employees are not satisfied with the inaction of legislative leaders or the governor to date." Governor Jim Justice signed a bill that would give teachers a 2% raise, followed by a 1% raise in following years, but that was not enough to halt the protest. Justice said the members of the West Virginia legislature did the responsible thing to help our teachers and state employees by passing the pay raise package. Teachers were also frustrated with future benefit cuts. Even though the Public Employees Insurance Agency Finance Board approved a freeze on the cuts for 1 year, teachers were looking for long-term relief. Zencash is the world's first private, distributed, and reliable platform for communications, transactions, and publishing. Zencash has the ability to use both transparent and shielded transactions, with shielded transactions using zero-knowledge proofs. Zencash features global governance with inclusive decision-making, reliable funding for continuous improvements, and documentation and wallets in many languages that are available for Linux, Mac, Windows, and Android devices. Learn more at zensystem.io. That's zensystem.io. Reuters reports dozens of U.S. colleges and universities, including at least 3 Ivy League schools, have said their application process will not consider disciplinary action taken against high school students who protest last week's massacre at a Florida school. Many school district officials have threatened to suspend high school students who take part in nationwide gun control walkouts and other demonstrations called for by the survivors of the shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Such disciplinary action can sometimes hurt a student's chances of getting into a preferred college. The student-led #NeverAgain movement, launched after the February 14th shooting, has reshaped the long-running gun control debate almost overnight and could influence the U.S. midterm elections. Hannah Menlovitz, a senior assistant director of admissions and recruitment at Yale University, wrote on Friday in a blog post, "Yale will not be rescinding anyone's admission decision for participating in peaceful walkouts for this or other causes, regardless of the high school's disciplinary policy." In addition to Yale, more than 40 universities, including Brown, Dartmouth, and MIT, have issued statements supporting prospective scholars who take part in walkouts. In addition to the classroom walkouts, a student rally dubbed the March for Our Lives is scheduled for March 14th in Washington, D.C. Officials at some school districts have warned against involvement in demonstrations during school hours, but Stu Schmill, Dean of Admissions at MIT in Massachusetts, said in a statement that any meaningful, peaceful participation in a protest that results in disciplinary action will not impact their decision on whether to admit a future applicant. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.